I'm interested in attending the conference because I'm a member of Dance-Wise. My aim is in harm reduction to ensure that young people are aware of what's going on and to ensure that I continue to gain my knowledge and skill to pass on to consumers.
I'm most interested in the decriminalisation and legalisation session, which is about what are the opportunities for Australia and how can peers get involved. For me, that's my lifelong passion, and yeah, just excited for it.
The first session I did this morning was led by Judy Chang, and she's the Director of Input. And it was peer-led and creating this peer-centred care. It was amazing to have a big group of collective people all on the same page about creating positive change in the drug advocacy space.
I mean, when she was talking, I was getting this feeling of solidarity from community, from people I will never know, never see, but our hearts are the same, you know? And what a fucking fantastic way to start.
That was quite eye-opening, because I think sometimes you just get stuck in your country or your state, and to actually have the grand scheme of things and the whole international side of things and the change that's happening was actually, I was quite blown away by it all. I also found out that only 1% of people who inject drugs live in countries with high coverage of harm reduction resources like the NSP and the naloxone, and that really has shocked and astounded me because it's so low.
What can we learn from, the First Nations community and First Nations leaders? I think it's just really nice to see that sort of respect for experience, and I think maybe us white fellas need to learn a bit of that. What sort of messaging and co-design do we need for them? And then you zoom right out and, we're going to have a session tomorrow about, decriminalisation and policy change, and I just think that sort of zooming in and out, it's really powerful because you don't get stuck in one place.
I think that we need more Australian research, and AVIL put out an ethical statement on working with drug users in research settings. We need to really talk about meaningful involvement of people who use drugs at the centre of the idea, the seed, the conception that will be helpful and useful for drug users advancing our lives, our health, our well-being.
I've just finished the session on peers as professionals and private. I was very interested in that topic because I myself am a peer, and I also work as a professional with the NSP at Crown Street. What I was really interested with that was I did find it hard in the beginning to find the line between professionalism and privacy, because coming from the street back in the day and working at the NSP, I did come across a lot of people I knew, so you had to learn to pull it back and be a little bit more professional.
What we bring is invaluable, however, learning to present it in a useful way, learning to discover one's own capacity and areas of interest that you would like to express and use professionally.
I've just finished a session on decriminalisation and legalisation and what the opportunities are for Australia. And it was really insightful and interesting.
We actually need to change the narrative, and talk about sovereignty over your own body and mind and be able to take drugs. I'm a functioning member of society, I pay my taxes. For a long time, the media has helped to sort of solidify this really sort of damaging sort of opinion of drug users.
Be aware of the policies and the changes and what we can do to make a difference within the political side, because I can see how beneficial it can be for the people who are actually experiencing the downside to these policies.
We all want health, we all want care, we are all marginalised, we are all targeted and easy targets. We are the group that people can have a massive opinion about without actually knowing anything about us. We're the people who are defined by one area of our lives.
It was really quite awesome, and I learned things I didn't think I needed to learn. which was a nice surprise. And it was really nice to reflect and learn from other people's shared experiences. It was really, really cool.
As we've seen in many marginalised communities, when we get together and we share information, we empower each other. And I think the PAC Forum is so important because it allows other drug users to empower themselves, to get the education, to follow movements and to join movements and to help in the movements that are so crucial to ending that stigmatization and discrimination of drug users.
I think everyone's really elated, but I think, we talked about a lot of heavy things today, and there were moments of really feeling how much this is a war on drug users and how tragic it is.
To summarise the NUAA 2-day forum, I believe that there is a much greater need for overdose awareness and training within the public sector. This will ensure we can get our death rate down and promote harm reduction in a much more safer and appropriate environment.
As a living experience peer, I think that it's solely placed on our shoulders to make sure the whole drug using community is moved forward. And I think that basically we are at the forefront of being able to help call for those changes that change our lives and our health for the better.